Wet weather driving is one of the toughest things you can do in a Formula 1 car, where you're always seconds away from disaster. If you want to succeed in the rain in F1 2020, I can help. Let's get started. Hey everyone, hope you're all doing well today. My name is PJ and today we'll be covering everything you need to know about driving in the rain in F1 2020. We'll be looking at how you control your car, how you race the others, and what strategy to use in longer races. If you're new to this channel and want to get good at F1 2020 and other racing games, subscribe to get new guides as they release. I have many guides up for F1 2020 already, with more coming soon. Also, if you ever have questions about F1 2020 or want to hang out with a good community, I stream on Twitch every Friday. You'll find the link in the description, but for now, let's get going. When the track surface is dry, Formula 1 cars provide a ton of grip, letting them put their power down with relative ease. In the wet, however, that same power is your biggest obstacle to overcome. Throttle control is the most important thing you can do to prevent the car from spinning. When it's time to accelerate, gradually pull the trigger or press the pedal until the car is safely going straight. If you do it too sharply or too early, you'll lose control. The same applies to your steering, avoid sudden movements. You should also avoid any curbs, grass or painted lines on the road. These have even less grip than the road surface and will punish you hard if you go over them. The next thing you should do is shift gears earlier than you would normally. If you would normally exit a corner in second gear, try exiting in third or fourth. This keeps the revs down and helps to stop the rear wheels from spinning too much. One more thing to consider is how much power your car is delivering and how you can decrease it. If throttle control and short shifting isn't enough to stop you from spinning, lower your fuel mix to lean, disable the ERS overtake function, and lower your differential setting to 50%. Once you're fully straight, you can turn these settings higher again and begin to put your foot down until you get to the next braking zone. Speaking of, slowing down is just as dangerous as speeding up, but is something many players overlook when driving in the rain. As we learned earlier, you have less grip in the wet than in the dry. This will affect your braking distances, as you can't rely on downforce pushing the car into the ground to slow you down. For most corners, brake earlier than you normally would. If you aim for the 100 meter board in the dry, try braking at the 150 board. If that's too early, bring it a little closer to 100, but remember the most important thing: safety is more important than pace. When you do brake, you can't stamp on the trigger or pedal like you can in the dry, as you will lock the front wheels. This means you won't be able to turn or slow down, not good. Instead, you must apply it gradually, starting with about half pressure and raising it slowly. This is another reason why you should brake earlier than in the dry. Also, avoid the grass and curbs if you can, as you may lock a wheel. If you're still feeling under the weather about your performance, there are a number of options available to make the experience less punishing. Traction control is a system that prevents the rear wheels from spinning up too much, letting you be more confident on corner exit. Anti-lock brakes, or ABS, is a similar system for when you are braking, limiting the chances of locking your wheels. If you are using the casual race style, these assists are enabled by default, along with other systems designed to make driving easier. When all else fails, flashbacks are there to help you undo your mistakes. Casual race style and flashbacks are not available in online multiplayer, so it is worth learning how to drive without them if you can. Now that we have our car under control, let's see what happens when we put 19 more on the track. The first thing you'll notice is that it's very hard to see the road ahead of you, as Formula 1 cars kick up a ton of spray when driving on wet surfaces. That makes spotting rival cars difficult and lowers the amount of time you can react before a crash. Your goal when racing in the rain is to be cautious at all times, and only make a move when you are fully confident it'll pay off. As you follow your rival around the track, you will learn more about how they are coping with the rain. They may be going wide in some corners, slowing down early, or leaving gaps on the inside of others. If an opportunity presents itself and you think you can take it safely, go for the pass. Just like in the real world, weather in F1 2020 is a dynamic experience. A race may start dry but end in heavy rain, start wet and clear up, or have no more than a light drizzle throughout. What tyre compound you are on will have a significant impact on your pace. If you are racing in changeable conditions, being on the right tyre at the right time will result in you going much faster than your rivals. Likewise, being on the wrong tyre will hurt. When you are running a consistent pace, keep an eye on your lap times as conditions start to change. If you notice you're suddenly going multiple seconds a lap faster or slower than before, it's time to switch tyres. Also, if race control enable or disable DRS, that's a good indicator that conditions have changed enough that fresh tyres are worth taking. One more thing to keep in mind is that your race engineer can help you. Use the radio functions to ask your engineer about the conditions or what tyres he recommends. He may also recommend a new race strategy for you to try out. If this video helped you out and you want to see more, subscribe to the channel for future videos. Also, for some extra tips you can watch right now, check out the video on the right to get started. Have a great day and good luck on track.